answer questions we wish people would ask us, but they haven't yet, so we're answering them anyway. My name's Shay.
And I'm Bobby.
And today we're talking about hand washing because Bobby has a story.
Yeah, I had a freaking incident this week.
Tell us the story.
And So, okay, so I work at a hardware store, and until they sponsor me, I will not say it. I'll probably slip it out. It's fine. Anyways, not the point. So, my hands get dirty, right? I go into the bathroom. I pre-wash my hands because I'm not gonna wipe my bum with the dirty hands.
Yes.
Right? Wash the hands.
Yes.
Go to the bathroom. Wash the hands again because you wash the hands. And then you go. That's it. That's the protocol. Okay?
This is how this works.
So I go into the bathroom, pre-washing my hands. Someone comes out of the stall. They go up to the sink. Now I'm not watching them. You don't watch anybody in the bathroom. That's weird.
Don't watch people in the bathroom.
They were blowing their nose, but the stall was closed. And then they left without washing their hands. And I was like, I don't like that. No, that's not even the worst part. I mean, it's pretty bad. So I'm like,
Wait, no. So they went to the bathroom and then they came out and blew their nose.
Like they came out of the bathroom like they had toilet paper and they were blowing their nose. And then they like went to the sink in which I was still washing my hands to make sure the soap was off. And then they left, which they didn't use. I didn't listen for this water, but I didn't hear it as well. And they didn't use the air blow dryers.
That's a double whammy right there. That's a double whammy because not only did they like wipe their bum, but then they touched their face. Gross.
Yep.
Gross.
Okay, so there's that, right? So I'm like, well, let me just contemplate that while I use the bathroom, in which we'll tell that part later. It's nothing weird. Anyways, I use the bathroom and I come out. And then I wash my hands.
Yes, of course.
Right. And then someone else comes out of the bathroom in which they were like, splish, splash, see ya. And I was like,
no soap?
No soap. No air dryer.
Do I not understand how washing hands works?
I don't know. I thought I was like I don't sing the alphabet when I I don't count the 26 seconds or the 30 seconds you're supposed to, whatever. Right. But I was like, I bet you I'm mediocre at washing my hands. Apparently I'm in the elite of washing my hands.
Good for you.
Which, yay me. But I just was like, oh my gosh. But the thing that got me, and I'm not going to say the names because if someone's listening to this and they know where I work or whatever, then I don't want them to be like, Sally,
right?
Whatever. The first person that came out, she's in charge of making the popcorn for everybody. Okay? So now I cannot have popcorn snack time anymore.
Oh my gosh, never again.
Yeah, okay? So, because I'm like, okay, and I try to logic it, right? I'm like, okay, well, she scoops it out into the thing. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, she's not touching the popcorn with her hands, but she puts the cups out, so I can't get the cups, and I'm not putting my hands into the popcorn, so now I can't eat popcorn, okay? So now I'm like, well, poop sack. I have to, now I'm like, okay, that's fine, because we also have cereal for snacky times. Thank you for these people for providing so many snacks. I can just have the cereal, and so that's fine, but I used to get the cups from the popcorn thing when the popcorn was made, and now I can't. So now I have to make the whole little, when you're a kid and you're like, you get popcorn at the movie theater and you have to like twist on your napkins to make a little fake bowl. Yes. That's what I have to do to like eat my cereal.
No,
because
just bring your own food. You're done.
I do. I eat like 8 times a day. So I bring 2 apples and I eat those, and then I used to eat popcorn and then cereal and then lunch, and then I would be hungry by the time I go home. So that's besides the point. So, okay. There's that. This week has been a week of bathroom stuff. This is why we're talking about it, okay? Because
unacceptable.
Okay, so here it is. I also go into the bathroom and there's someone's water bottle sitting in there, which I was like, okay, fine. Sometimes you can't just leave it out, so I kind of just pick it up and I put it outside the stall and I go, right? The next time I come back, someone's water bottle is sitting on the women garbage can, if you all know what I'm saying. But then the lid's off and sitting on top of the freaking thing, like as if you're just like taking some sips while you're going to the bathroom.
In the stall.
So I'm like, are we supposed to be having picnics in the bathroom now? Is this something? I don't know, okay? So watch out when you go to these places. Anyways, but the topping number 1, and then I'll let you talk, but I have to get all this out, okay? I'm gonna sit in almost 5 minutes worth of bathroom problems here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so after I do this, right, I go back to the back and I'm like, guys, and I tell them all of this information, right? Because I'm like, I gotta warn them about the popcorn, so they don't go in there and eat the daggum popcorn that may or may not be contaminated. And so then a day or two later, another coworker comes back, and they're like, and it's a boy, and he's like, "Hey, I just had a bathroom incident," and I was like, "What? Who is it? Is it a coworker?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "No." So he's like, so we were in the stalls, right? So think you're men now. You're not just the number one. You're doing the number two, right? Probably. I mean, you could do number one over there too, but whatever. Anyway, so he's like, we're going, right? He in the next stall over, this guy apparently he hears a walkie, and which is fine because you can walkie someone one way. And they're like, hey, so and so, can you pick up blah 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 blah, whatever he says. He then flushes the toilet, okay, and then as soon as the toilet was done flushing, he then walkies and goes, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'm just on aisle something, blah, 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 blah.
So he's touching his walkie without having washed his hands.
His hand, because he was like, I got to figure out which one that one was, because I ain't picking that one up. And then he leaves. No wash hands.
Oh, I hate
no wash hands.
So much.
And there's that. Much. So maybe I'm just that.
No, you're not.
You know, whatever. But I'm pretty like, I'll eat food off the ground. You know, you drop it and you eat it, whatever. I'm not like a germophobic person.
It depends on the ground for me.
Oh, sure. If it's in the bathroom, that's a goner. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Fair. But like, I just was like, I thought I was like an whatever person, like middle. Especially when you were like, oh yeah, I wash my hands a lot, and you like don't like touching the doorknobs things and stuff. I was like, oh, maybe I'm just whatever. And now I am like on the cusp of like, I don't trust any of you.
Oh, that's so gross. I can't stand it.
So anyways,
oh no,
that's why I didn't want to prep you, because I knew you were like
so crippling. Like that's the kind of stuff. Okay, so I was with someone that I love. Really, and they had a baby. And we were just chatting, and they changed their baby's bum. And then they gave me a hug.
Nice.
Without washing their hands.
Okay.
And I was like,
okay.
It sent me over the edge. I had to run home and change my shirt.
Oh.
And like wash my body with as much as I could. But I had to be somewhere. Like it was really important. I had to be somewhere.
Yeah.
And I like had to like change because I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I just those germs.
Yeah.
Like I wash my hands all the time.
Yeah.
I bet you I wash my hands 30 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on like the OCD level where it's like every single time and you're like under your fingernails and make sure there's the little cracks in your knuckles or whatever. But it's like
thorough
for real. Like you wash your hands.
So wait, so I know you don't like touching the doorknobs. Like, and do you wash your hands or do you carry your own hand sanitizer?
Both.
Okay. So like, what else? Obviously, bathroom stops. Obviously,
anytime you touch a grocery cart, any part of the grocery cart, any grocery cart, you wash your hand.
Okay.
So the whole thing, go to the grocery store.
Sure.
Because you're having to touch all the stuff that the stalkers have touched. You don't know where the hands have been because
they could be just like that guy.
They could be. And then you have to touch the key out stuff, you know, pay your bills or whatever. And then you leave and you've touched all the grocery cart and stuff. And so get in the car, hand sanitizer before the gum.
Before that.
Can
you imagine?
And then like I'll actually sometimes get it twice depending on if I've been somewhere really gross. Like if it's like a gross store, then it's twice.
What
hand sanitizer?
Part of me wants to be like name a gross store, but I also am like maybe don't name a gross store. What type of store is a gross store? Like at grocery stores, or do you mean like hardware stores, or do you mean like hospitals?
High traffic stores like Costco.
Okay. Where like tons of people are in there, and everybody's just going. Okay.
Yeah, that's a two hand sanitizer store. Farman's one hand sanitizer store.
Do you have to lotion your hands a lot? Do they get dry?
No, they've adapted. But anyway,
they're like, we know what's coming.
Okay, yeah, but I also get like the aloe vera.
Oh, okay, so you do.
No, it's so gross. Oh, I can't even stand it. That just sends me over the top. Anyway, so then when I get home, I have to wash my hands afterward.
Yeah.
So it's not, hand sanitizer isn't good enough. It's just the emergency band-aid situation.
Right. Just it'll be fine. It'll be fine as you're touching your steering wheel.
If I can help it, I plan not to use public restrooms at all.
Okay.
So like, I know I'm leaving the house. I'm gonna be gone for 3 hours. You go to the bathroom before you leave. Don't drink any water while you're out. Come home. Go to the bathroom again.
Dude, because we've talked about this like at the swimming pool where you're like, no, I don't bring water for that sort of thing. I'm like, bro, that causes me the stress that you just are like,
I'll take
no
other
water.
Places. I take my water bottle other places.
No,
like
not
if I
that
know I'm gonna have a clean bathroom, but like if I'm not gonna have a clean bathroom, I don't go in it.
I'm like, so wait, so you don't drink out of drinking fountains?
No. Oh, drinking fountains are so gross.
Oh my gosh.
No, you'd have to give me $1 million to do that. Like it's the worst. Because what if Mr. Hand Not Washy is out there touching your drinking water?
100%.
Blech. So gross. Like just
that's
wash
the stuff
hands.
where I'm like, just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. That's one of those things where like you don't want to know who doesn't, because then when you see him, because now every time I see that guy, I'm like,
yep.
No high five. No handshake. Not that we were doing that before, but I'm like, now I said that card, I'm not. Do you want help? No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll fall down the ladder.
But, like, I don't know. Like, when I was in elementary school, we had like a scientist come around, and they like, hey, so hand washing is really important, and we're going to show you how to do it properly. And they like put this pink stuff on our hands, so that we could learn how to like. Get all of it off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It was super effective, and I learned how to wash my hands, and now I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm sure everybody learned, and then they were like, no thanks.
Oh, I want to know why people get to that point where they're like, no thanks. Like, don't you think that you're gonna touch other stuff?
I don't think I guess it just doesn't bother them, and they just are like, my immune system's good, and whatever.
This is
I don't
where
know.
My history obsession comes out again. Like, did any of you study the Black Death?
I know.
Any of you?
I'm like,
cover your cough, wash your hands.
I literally said that like after like the 3 incidents. I'm like, are we gonna start a new plague? Is this how this starts? We all just stop washing our hands, and then we just start licking things because.
There's a joke. We actually have a joke in our family about licking things. We're like, I don't want to go to that event. I'm gonna go lick a grocery cart because we know you'll get sick. Like, it was not hard to get sick. You could just walk into a public restroom and be like, "Look, the handle," and you're gonna be sick because people don't wash their hands.
Yeah.
They're like, yuck.
Oh my gosh.
So gross.
Side thing, and this doesn't have to do with bathrooms, but I feel that about sneezing when people like achoo and they don't like cover anything. They just then they're like, well, I sneezed down, and you're like, I don't give two poops. You sneeze down. It's like an opposite. Like, you know how atomic bombs are like, and mushroom cloud. That's what I imagine down.
Yeah,
and it just hits the ground and shoots up into the air. That's what I imagine.
Did Mythbusters do a thing on that? I don't know. I feel like they studied sneezing down, and it has like zero effect. Like
it's just the same. Oh, I'm sure. I'm like, at least contain it into your own. Sneeze into your elbow sort of thing,
down your shirt or something.
Yeah, the people that do it into their hands, I'm like, we just went through COVID.
And who sneezes into their hands?
So many people. Don't go to a hardware store. That's what I'll say to you.
Oh my God.
Don't
sneeze into your hand.
Yeah, or the people that still cough into their hands. And then you're like,
germs everywhere.
Don't touch that product, please.
I have a thing. See, I've always had a thing about touching people anyway. But the understanding germs and how they move around. Like, I just don't like touching people. I don't like touching things that they've touched. That's why I wash my clothes whenever I come home. We talked about that on here before too. Yeah. It's because like your clothes.
So are you uncomfortable in my car right now?
No, you're fine because you're a clean person.
Obviously, I wash my hands before and after the bathroom.
It does depend on who the people are for sure. But there are definitely like people that I have to go to their house and like I have to take my kids there on occasion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when we get home, change your clothes, and depending on how long we've been there, it's now take a shower.
Okay.
Like there's definitely people's houses where I'm like, no.
Oh no.
And like, maybe we won't go to their house. Maybe we can invite them to our yard, and they can come hang out with us in our yard.
You don't even get to come in, and we don't want to go in yours. You can come to our vicinity, but not in our vicinity.
No, it's for real.
Oh my gosh.
It's a real thing. And like, the funny thing is, I'm definitely not obsessive compulsive. I'm not.
Sure.
But there are some things where I'm like, no.
Write it in the comments if you think she's OCD on this business.
Oh my gosh.
Write this down. Write it down.
Like, don't be gross. If you're not gross, you get to come inside.
This is my house, and it's clean in here, and you're not, so you're not.
If I let you into my house, I think well of you.
Send the note over, and when we're between 3 and 5, you might not be between 3 and 5. We'll just say no, thank you.
There's another callback.
Yeah, another callback. You won't get a callback. The card just won't come. It won't be delivered, and you'll know it's because you're dirty.
You're gross.
You're gross. No, thank you. If you're not gross,
it makes me sound so like arrogant and snotty.
Dude, I want it to be more available for me to have these calling cards, but I don't want people in my house, and I don't know how I'm going to deliver them.
You have to get a servant. I told you.
I'm not going to pay somebody to friggin' come to. Will you go deliver this card so they cannot come between 3 and 5? Thank you.
Oh my word.
Don't touch the doorknob when you get there, okay? Just stick it in the door and try not to touch anything.
Why don't we have hand washing stations outside people's houses? Wouldn't that be delightful?
Would it? Could you imagine just like a bird bath and you're like splish splash, soap.
Sure,
okay.
Why not?
I'm gonna go with no.
Why not? That'd be great. You can take your shoes off because your shoes are gross.
Oh my god.
Wash your hands before you come inside. Please don't lick any doorknobs.
Imagine it like an eye washing station, so it's like the danger. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We'll just upgrade it hazmat. You just have to come through a hazmat thing through the front door.
Don't they have that in like sci-fi movies where you go in and they like on you and decontamination, and then they go through?
The CDC. Every doorway you go through, right? You just have to and they like clean you every time.
Why do you go to the CDC?
I'm not gonna go to the CDC. You really think I have a problem with germs in bathrooms and I'm gonna go to the CDC?
I know, that's why I'm like, how many times have you gone there?
I will stay away from Atlanta, the whole city. I don't want to go there. If the zombies come, it's coming from Atlanta.
I'm so sorry. If you live in Atlanta, say something in the comments because
that would be awesome.
I'm gonna just.
What's it like? Like, have you been to the CDC? Do they take tours?
Oh.
Let us know.
How many times do they spray you down before you leave?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Right, hand washing. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Especially if you're dealing with other people's food. Ew.
Yeah. Let us know on a scale of 1 to 10 how clean you are. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.